origin of Halloween can be traced back to an ancient Celtic festival called Samhain.
No, it can't.
Samhain marked the end of the harvest season and the beginning of the darker half of the year,
That is correct, and Samhain probably meant summer's end.
as it fell on the eve of November 1st.
No, the early source, the Martyrology of Oangus, says that Samhain fell on November 1st, not the eve of November 1st. But before Christian influence, the Celts weren't using a Julian calendar. They were using a lunar solar calendar. So the date of Samhain would probably change from year to year, depending on the cycles of the moon.
Samhain was a significant event as they believed that during this time, the boundaries between the world of the living and the world of the dead were blurred.
There is no early evidence this belief was associated with Samhain.
To prepare for the arrival of these spirits, the Celts would extinguish the fires in their homes and light ritual bonfires on hilltops, both to honor their ancestors and to ward off evil spirits.
Again, there is no early evidence for this ritual either. Our earliest source on customs associated with Samhain are in the Sörgling of Kungällen, and that only says it was a time for sports, marketing, splendors, pomps, and feasting and eating. It's not until the 12th century do we find anything supernatural associated with Samhain. That only says that a wooing would take place on the fairy mounds of Ireland. All other rituals or supernatural aspects associated with Samhain come from much later and unreliable sources.
With the arrival of Christianity in the Celtic lands, Pope Boniface IV designated November 1st as All Saints' Day, which was a day to honor the saints and martyrs who did not have a designated feast day.
So the Martyrology of Oangus actually says that All Saints' Day in Ireland was originally on April 20th, not November 1st. The historian Ronald Hutton notes that the November 1st date actually started in Germanic regions. When that became the norm across Christendom, Celtic regions shifted All Saints' Day to November 1st, so it probably had nothing to do with Samhain.
The Church merged the traditions of the Celts with the new Christian holidays.
There is no evidence of that. Most Halloween customs that we have today came about from American and European folk traditions.